So, since season 1 aired this year, there's been a lot of uncertainty about the future between Doctor Who and Disney. So we're going to unpick it and see, firstly, what are the chances of Disney pulling the plug on Doctor Who, and if it does, what is the future of Doctor Who beyond that? Ho, 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 ho. Hello guys, welcome back to New Who HQ. I am Matt. Merry Christmas. We're at that time of year. I want to speak about Disney, Doctor Who and the sort of future. Now, other YouTubers have done a lot about this. I've done little bits where I've sort of done videos about has Disney improved Doctor Who. The first thing to get out of the way is we should not be worried about Doctor Who's future as a whole, and there are a number of reasons behind that. Firstly, Disney does not keep Doctor Who alive. It's not its last straw. It's not like that's the only thing that's keeping the show from being cancelled. Disney and Doctor Who had a 2-season deal. Them 2 seasons, one's gone out, one's been filmed, it's done, and it's going out next year. And of course, season 1 was quite disappointing for Disney. Now, I've done videos about viewing figures before, and they always spark a lot of controversy. But thinking from a Disney perspective, viewing figures are obviously important because they're putting a lot of money into the show, and it was noticed with the effects, and in fact I think the effects were so good I was kind of like, is this really Doctor Who anymore? Now, Disney are quite coy on their viewing figures. We do know that it reached, I believe, 7th in the rankings around that sort of time, but there was another thing where Disney weren't happy because there wasn't much competition against Doctor Who. But this is more a US sort of themed conversation, and as we know, there are more countries in the world than just America. So places like Brazil, some other places which you wouldn't really expect have been doing pretty well around, Doctor Who's been doing pretty well around the world, but not well enough for Disney. So what has been said? So Russell T Davies has confirmed that we'll be getting a trailer for the 2025 season, I'd imagine after Joy to the World airs on Christmas Day. There's no exact time yet of when this series is coming out, but I've heard that it's coming sooner than later. So I'd like to think March, April is really sort of the place that I want it to be at. There's the summer, there's a chance it could be January or February, we have no idea. From Deadline, this is quite an interesting statement. The ratings are a problem. They can talk all they like about young viewers, but they're still down from the specials and down from the Jodie Whittaker series. I imagine serious conversations are happening. Disney will want to see results. Now, normally for shows, your young bracket, no offence to people that are out of that bracket of sort of 18 to 34-year-olds, they're your most important audience. But with a show like Doctor Who, which has got all sorts of people from all sorts of ages because of how long it's been going on for, I think every single age matters within this. But they feel its future hangs in the balance already. Disney, the BBC and co-producers BBC Studios and Bad Wolf all declined Deadline's interview requests for this article. So yeah, there's a lot going on about the future of it. I think as I said, there's a few reasons why Doctor Who is going to be fine. And A, it's always got the chance to reinvent itself, to regenerate itself. Every single era of Doctor Who is pretty much a fresh take on things, maybe apart from Matt Smith into Peter Capaldi, because of feel and the vibe is still there because of the same writer, but it was still a new Doctor, completely new Doctor. So Doctor Who's always got the chance of that. I think Russell T Davies, as much as I love him as a writer, I do think we need someone brand new. I enjoyed a lot of the episodes that were not written by him in Series 1. Rogue was my favourite because of how the script was witty and I think it was very well written. That was not Russell T Davies. So I think I understand that Russell T Davies knows the show very well. He is known for bringing in a fantastic era to the show. He's also written some of the best episodes from New Who, but I do think that he is kind of outstaying his welcome with the show, and I was always a little bit sceptical on his return, and yet again with the finale it's kind of going back to the old times of the show. I think as well, Space Babies as well, I mean the first episode for New Era is very, very important. Space Babies was probably arguably the worst episode of series 1, but we know that Russell T Davies, we know that he likes to put cheesy, farty jokes, burping bin episodes at the start. But the problem was, this has got similarities but also many differences to Rose, and because you're getting into a more worldwide audience where people may not even know how storytelling works in the UK, or it's just completely brand new, you need to hook them. And having speaking babies and farting and the bogeyman isn't really going to catch people's attention, so that could obviously have been one of the reasons. So I believe the war between the land and the sea has nearly wrapped, and what I've heard is that once that is wrapped, Disney have got to make a decision regarding its future, because I've heard that Russell T Davies has got scripts planned, he wants to do a 3rd series, and of course there's the Ncuti Gatwa conversation as well. Ncuti Gatwa is going to be a very, very well-known actor. His roles, the amount of services that he's going to get, the amount of he's going to become very in demand, is what I'm trying to say. If Doctor Who can hang on to him, that's always going to be a challenge, but if you're then stopping seasons being commissioned, so now maybe Disney will commission series 3, but it takes so long we won't get it until 2027, is that going to strain on Ncuti's plans of what he wants to do as well? And then you've got to think, well, then we've got to leave season 2 on a cliffhanger in case he does decide to leave so he can regenerate. So there's that thing as well, that Ncuti is a very upcoming, or already known, but more upcoming than ever, and he's going to go on to do great things, so can they hang on to him? Now, if Disney does decide to pull the plug on Doctor Who, where does that leave it? Well, we have had confirmation, we are reassured that under the BBC, Doctor Who is in safe hands. Now, of course, we're going to forget the fact that it got cancelled, and nearly cancelled forever at one point. But I think Doctor Who has realised it. New Who has been a massive hit, especially from its beginning. It's probably dropped off a bit, especially in Jodie Whittaker, but it's still got a strong hold, and it's still one of its best dramas, if not the best drama. It has been the most streamed show on BBC iPlayer numerous times, so BBC are not stupid. But of course the BBC budget is not as high as Disney's, and I think the Capaldi years were still they look very, very good. I think there was good directing which made that look good, but I don't think it's all about the budget and the money. But Doctor Who is known for having a low budget and does pretty well along without a lot of money. It makes the writing more imaginative, more quirky, more original, because you have limited resources, so you can tell stories. That doesn't mean that another streaming service, another company, does try to put some money into Doctor Who. There is obviously Netflix, as always, the other big one, although Netflix is known for cancelling shows, and whilst obviously it'd be alongside the BBC, is it really worth it if Netflix's track record with shows isn't really the best? So, does Doctor Who need Disney? Absolutely not. It's got a very good record of being fine without big money coming in from Disney. And I think it's a real big argument of there is a lot of positives and a lot of negatives for Disney to even stick around with Doctor Who. Personally, if Disney pull the plug on Doctor Who, I trust the BBC will keep it in their safe hands. I won't really care, I won't really mind. Does that mean that certain places around the world will find it harder to access Doctor Who? Yes, but now they've been exposed to the show, if they really are in demand for it and really want it, people will hear about it and people will make it available, or they will then go and find the show somehow if they're really interested in it. So Disney has given Doctor Who a worldwide platform, and whilst obviously only one series isn't really a lot, we know, I think, how series 2 does is really important as well. But even if it still pulls the plug, they will still have 2 seasons where it's worldwide, and we will see what happens. But let me know what you think. Is it a bad thing if Disney pull the plug on Doctor Who? Is it a good thing? Keep it nice in the comments. I'll see you all very, very soon for my final video of 2024, which is where I rank the Christmas specials. Yes, see you soon.